Okay, this is really big. Bigger than me, bigger than you. Involves a lot of us. All right. A path, a plan has been put into place a while ago. And more recently, as we've been having more light, more solar flares, with that, there's also been a lot of denseness that's been falling away and breaking apart. And we have been teeter-tottering a little bit, especially in the beginning, to show others from other planets, other dimensions, how capable we are at transmuting things into love. That is our superpower. It's almost like a quest, a test, how capable of holding on to love that we are. And so what you've been going through, facing these battles, coming up against the same lessons, and stepping onto a different path, gaining momentum in our own ways, has been borderline impossible, where there are 100 probable chances of, probably do this because that's what somebody with this and this and this and this and this and this would do. But there is a large percentage of us that we, in our hearts, and it's the collective energy that is getting even more, momentum isn't even, it's like ripping. It's like a ripping fire. When we come together collectively, we are a ripping fire that goes through this and comes out the other side, that goes through this and comes out the other side. And they're literally showing me that we go through fires and we find a shortcut way out, and we have others with us. That through all of the tests, through all of the trials, through all of the lessons, we, humans, we come out the other side stronger, braver, more fierce, and more lit up with positive love, light energy. And that is something that so many others want to learn from. How do we do that? Is it because we're human? Well, humans have been doing this for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, but we've never had this much progress. It's because of our strength. It's because of our soul. It's because of our intuition, really. And I get excited because when I can zoom in to each person, I see a pattern. It's all the healers, it's all the feelers, it's all the empaths, where the majority of the people who are sensitive, who are feeling, who are hurt, who are stuck, who are trapped, who are suffocating, what they have in common is energies from the past, is the chaos that's around them, is holding on to fear, is not being able to take a step to the side or in front of them, to be able to, it's not just step in their power, it's let go of something, it's drop everything. And this is why I was guided to finish my empath book, because so many people around me, I didn't realize I was an empath until things got too crazy. And I started getting more and more and more sensitive. And when they cut down the trees, that was my last straw. That was my, I cannot handle stuff until I ground and clear and let all of this go. I have been on my journey for a while, and so when a trigger comes up and it's rare, I know what to do with that. When somebody tests me or hurts me, I know what to do with that, because I know that it's not about them. I know that hurt people hurt, but they're just trying to reflect a lesson back to me. And what I do with that, if I take it and I react this way, or if I take it and I say, okay, and let it move aside, that's how I can keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's how a lot of us keep going. The biggest thing that we have in our favor is the collective, I think of the love on TikTok when we get on and there's like, don't give up, there's insight, there's new information, there's the next video, there's the synchronicity, there's the message from your guides, from your soul. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. Underneath the iceberg is our empathy, is our feelings, is our magic. Somebody's saying is our mojo, is our ability to love deeper, is to take something that hurts and let it go. And then by letting it go, we have more room to love deeper. And so my empath book isn't just how to survive. It doesn't even talk about like bubbling up and putting a shield around you, which is pretty much everything that I heard and thought I knew when I heard about the terminology or the word empath, that there's so many empaths around, that we're just sensitive, that we take on the energy and the feelings of others. We have to protect ourselves and we have to let go of it. My empath book, even though it has a very loving tone, it is like cutthroat. This is what you need to be doing every single day. And every single page in my 50 pages are things that I do every single day naturally, that I want to do because it makes me feel better. My day gets started like a few hours later, after I take care of the house, after I take care of myself, and after I take care of the yard and the nature and the trees and the animals. And that's how I'm able to hold all of this energy. That's how I'm able to help all the people that when my phone goes off, it's not readings, it's my clients, it's my friends, that they need something, they need assistance. That's how I'm able to, when my phone rings, pause what I'm doing, because it's always something to help the collective or myself or the animals, and then see how I can assist and push the unpause button and continue on. Before, I would be, don't talk to me today because I have a reading in an hour. Don't talk to me because I'm going through this, because I need to do this. But now I'm able to come to my center again and again and again and again, and my center is clear. And I must show other people how to do this, because it's not just me that needs this therapy, that needs the nature medicine, that needs all of the tips and tricks and practices. It is the people around me. It is my community. It is my circle. It is my life. It is the collective that needs this perspective of how to change and how to come back to yourself and how to stay in yourself and how to have a force field that's not ugly, that's not thick, that's not scary. That's just your energy. That's just your magnetism. That's just you and your intuition and your guides and the next step. I feel like the guides are giving me ideas for my next book of like, okay, this is how we take charge. But what I want to do is go back to my How to Connect with Your Spirit Guides book, because that's important, but that's just the magic. That's just the magic after you come into yourself, after you know yourself, after you feel like your best version of yourself, that you can take on everything and anything, because you can. We are so strong and so capable that other entities, other guides, they have their sights set on us. They are looking at you, watching you. How do they do that? They're taking notes obsessively. And if you've ever had a experience where you wake up in the middle of the night and you know that there's somebody in the room with you, they're probably watching you, studying you to see how it is that you do what you do. I have never met an entity that was malicious, scary, bad, dark. And when I go to Insight for the angels, I also noticed that there were things that they were still learning about us. We are beyond magical. We are spirit in a body. Spirit in a body. We are not just human. We are not even 100% human. We're hybrids. We are stardust, star magic. And not everybody gets it, and that's okay. But the people that do, something within you just clicked. Your spine got straighter. Your ears tuned in a different frequency. Your intuition is starting to come online, or it is online, and it's starting to turn faster and feed you with the knowledge for the life that you not just came here to like intended to do, that you came here after 1,000 lives and said, I'm going to do this now. And you're going to make it happen because unlike the last lives, you have help. The time now reminds me of Atlantis, Lemurian, ancient Egypt times when we had help from the gods. I have seen things recently, actually last week I got a little freaked out because I said, I don't know what I'm looking at. But it was kind of ancient Egypt looking, and next to the person was somebody's like a god's leg. Only this time in this reality, we can't physically see the spirit, the stuff that's going on around us. Some people can. Some of you guys can see a big ass crowd behind me because I can feel it. And you can't just jump in. Well, sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't jump into this life because it's defies all of the logic and programs and upbringing and discernment that you have been feeding and feeding and feeding, and then subconsciously, like, that was already your foundation, that was already your like home base. But your real home base is this magic world, is being able to feel all of it using your own gifts. And your own gifts aren't just intuition. Intuition is just the peephole in your front door. Your own gifts are unique. Where, oh, that's so cool, they can do this. Oh, look at this person practicing telekinesis. Look at this person doing this. She can talk to people in the spirit world. She can connect with the animals. You can do so much more. We all can do so much more. We're just learning how to get our strength and like lock into that. And being able to find your center, like again and again, and stay there consistently throughout the day is how you start to notice what you see in front of you is an illusion. What you feel around you is real. And the only scary part about it is how unreal it is, how next level it is, how us intuitives, psychics and mediums and channels, we're still figuring it out. And we're just scratching the surface with you. We are the kind of, I think of wrinkles in our face because we figured out the hard way, the long way. But we got here so that we can bring you here, so that you don't have to go through what we went through, so that you don't have to follow in the same footsteps that took 10, 15, however many years. A lot of people that have been doing this work have been doing this for decades. And it's not to get better and better and better and better and better. You don't need years and years and years of practice. You just need to find your center, to find your connection and your frequency to where your guides are, your magic is, your gifts. I keep in readings seeing, this is what spirit guides are showing me. And this was a while ago, before Halloween was even relevant. Nobody was thinking about Halloween when I'm telling these people in these readings all the time. Your guides are showing me that you are like a person under a sheet, like during Halloween time, as if you're dressing up as a ghost and you're ripping the sheet off. And underneath the sheet is like your mega human, where it's not just you, it is all of your spirit team. Our spirit team is so big. When people channel and they say, oh, I'm going to talk to your guides or connect with your guides, it is Russian roulette of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of helpers, of soul family, of contracts, of agreements, of people that you have been with through lifetimes. Just like you would never leave your family in this lifetime. Think of all of the thousands of lifetimes that we have had, and you have made those thousands of connections. Time isn't a thing, and to come here to Earth is a blessing, gift, lesson. We don't talk about it a lot or enough because it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't always look like that. But when you get to the end of your race, when you get to the end of the cycle and begin the next one and the next lessons, life, that's not even, time isn't really a thing. So it's not like the next life, but it's the next like completion, where everything that you have learned from this life, think of all of the things that you have learned this year, or in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 20s, in your teenager years, in your younger years. Think of all of the things. And that's just one life. That's just this life. If you have 1,000 things that you have mastered, because every single life you master stuff, not just one thing. A plethora of things for your growth, for your understanding, for your evolvement, for your ability to help, for your light, for your magic, for your curiosity, mastered, where you're not in the same shoes of your neighbor or your friend or your lover or whoever, because you've mastered that in life. In this life, you're working on mastering the things that you're struggling with. And the sooner you can identify them, dissect them, heal them, love them, you just mastered another thing. So where we are right now in this time as a MFing collective, we have never been here. Why does everybody want this? Why is everybody saying this? Why are channels repeating the same thing? Because we are all collectively in this together. The same things, where we have been working on ourselves, helping other people. And now it's the planet, it's everybody. Not everybody gets it because that's not everybody's mission. But most of us, you feel it. And because you feel it, that is your truth, that no amnesia, that no pushing away, closing the door on can ever quiet or shut out or like turn the light off. And so the good news, the scary news is collectively, rapidly, we are gaining, it's not even momentum because that's not an appropriate word. We are gaining traction where we are moving stuff. This month is a big month. I have goosebumps. I have had goosebumps for a few minutes, and it's kind of uncomfortable, but it's also super freaking magical because the energy, we can feel it because we are tuned into it. The frequencies that we're getting are all different. And if you look at the vibration scale, that's like fear, sadness, anger, or whatever, we have been in fear for a long time. And COVID kind of kept us there for a good amount of time. And now we are collectively, can't help it, can't stop the magic, like moving up and moving up. And when we move up is when more and more magic kind of overwhelmingly, but a good overwhelmingly, just comes here to stay. All of this change that's happening is going to get so much more changier because we are going back to, remember when Atlantis failed? Let's do this better. We're not going to have the same stuff that you see because it's going to be the things that you want that you can't even dream of because you don't even know how much goodness can and will and does come from that. We're not trying to make it on the planet as a species. We're trying to thrive with the planet. It is your birthright. When people say that you came here to thrive, you did. It is your birthright, and inevitably you are, but you will even more because all of the stuff that we're dismantling. And we have not, psychics, intuitives, have not been able to see exactly what's going on in September because this is what I got last night. Every single decision, thought that gets shared, download that it's not just a download, but you get it, they get it, the next person gets it, they said the same thing. It is just being blown off. The lid is just being blown off so much that things are falling into place at like a Tetris race where last night they were showing me that so much change is happening because like Tetris pieces are just falling. We don't know where they're going to fall, but we have made the foundation now this year. Somebody called me. I know I said I pause and do stuff when somebody calls me. We have made the Tetris foundation this year so perfect, so in our favor, so like malleable and programmable that we have not just our intuition, our energy, our collective everything. We have our guides on our side, pulling all of the magic strings. You have been going through so much so recently, so in your face, so tough, so intense, because it wasn't a test. It wasn't a lesson. It was a walkthrough. It was a completion that after everything that you have proved and shown with your heart, with your energy, with your interactions, you got this. And so the guides, they're showing me, this is cool. They're showing me like just outside of frame, actually. The guides are pulling all of the strings so that when the Tetris pieces start dropping, they fall exactly where they're supposed to fall. And the scary thing about September is all of the change that needs to poof. And it's not even stuff that we're thinking of. It is, a good word is illusion, but I feel like when I say that, we're not even understanding that. It is the fear illusion. It is like the metaphorical straitjacket that we're in. It is the hands tied behind our back when we don't even realize that we have 12 hands and wings and things that can do so much. Your family members, your loved ones on the other side. I almost firmly believe that this year, so many more people just became mediums because you know that your loved one is reaching out. You know what they are saying. You know what you need to do, or you just feel it. You feel something, and that's your loved one saying, hey, I know you can hear me. Why don't you do this? And so you wake up the next day and you're, I'm going to do this. It's not just from the magic inside of you. It's from your tuner. It's from your scanner. It's from your stardust. It's from the things that you can't see. And this is a big month. This is the biggest month. This month is compared to, think of the time that, I don't know, I think of 2012, where it's like, okay, we thought this was going to happen during that time, but actually this happened. And if you didn't know what happened, here's what I'm getting happen in 2012. We collectively jumped into a timeline that was still being figured out. And our guides, our ancestors, and our soul said, no, we're ready. We got this. We kind of like bypassed where things were supposed to go. Where things were supposed to go was control, where the bigger people in control have had a pretty good hand on us of being able to direct us to go where they wanted, which was fear-based. Don't let them know about their power. Christ consciousness is in the church. It's not within us. Kingdom of heaven, it's not within you. Heaven is up there. No. Everything is within you. They did not want anybody to know about this, but we found out. We found out because we felt something, we listened, we said, oh, what's that? What is that? What is this that I keep hearing? What are these synchronicities? I'm going to follow my gut feeling. I just feel, and then we find something, we lift the rock up, and oh my gosh, the power has been within us the whole time. And once you get that, it's hard to get that because the outside world is still sometimes projecting. No, it's not. We go to our 9 to 5s. why is half of the world, or at least my collective, getting paid to exist? Because we see and we realize that the power is within us. And I didn't realize that I have been doing this for, I don't know, I'm just going to say 7 months. Like, oopsie daisy. So I have just been getting paid to exist by this and this and this and this. And sometimes I like to do this, and I do like to do this. And sometimes I have to not scramble, but like this week, I'm like, okay, well, let me break outside of my fear box a little bit more, because it's really comfy, cozy, everything that I'm looking at. Sometimes we do have to rip the Band-Aid off, or rip the sheet off, or do a little bit extra, because the guides behind the scenes have been doing the stuff that's behind the scenes, so that when we take action, make the action, make stuff happen, that's when it falls into place. Because it was never about you having to do it all and figure it all out. It was just, you believe in yourself, go. And I'm not saying this, the guides are saying this, because this is a scary promise, but guides are very much saying, I promise you, when you go, you will be matched. You will be met with something even greater. You just have to get started. You just have to go. And we're all going through a lot, and we're gonna go through more, but it's not really a whole lot compared to everything that we've been through. Everything that we've been through has kind of made us resilient. And the guides kind of freak us out by saying, change is coming, or things are gonna look a lot worse, but we've seen the worst of the worst. We've been through hell and back. You literally have. And you have always survived. Not just survived, came out not just stronger, but smarter, wiser, able to help anybody and everybody with that thing. Something that is my record on repeat is you are a new person every single day. And I say that, I shout that from the rooftops for like 10 different things, so that you can let go of the past, because that is keeping you in the fear control. But so that you can jump into the new direction that when you went to sleep, your soul was doing stuff. So when you wake up, you're not going to continue where you were yesterday. You're going to unconsciously, subconsciously, consciously walk the path of, this is what you and your guides in the realm, not over the course of 8 hours, have been training for, have been ready to pull the trigger for it. That's what you're waking up to every single day. Okay, where's my excitement, my curiosity, my intuition, what are the breadcrumbs showing me, telling me, where do I need to go? What do I want to do? What do I want to do is really just where the magic happens. Get paid to exist. What do you want to do? There you go. That's all. End story complete. Keep doing that, and keep doing that, and keep doing that, without the fear, without the insecurities, without the past fears or doubts or shame or resentment or sadness. Wake up, do what you want to do. If something comes up that's familiar to you, that's uncomfortable to you, transmute it and move on. And it's not easier said than done, because there are more days where that's exactly what you do. There was something that I saw recently about 2025, how much people have lost this. I don't know, it wasn't lost their job, it was like lost their income. That's not because of budget cuts. That's because we decided, we put our foot down, we followed our intuition, and we said, okay, I'm going to check out from that. I'm going to check into this. And so this article was spreading fear of like, this could happen to you. But in my heart, I was feeling, I hope that this happens to you. I hope that you get to wake up tomorrow or now in this moment and decide, you know what? No more. Because it's not this person telling me this for the 10th time. I feel this in my bones. And what you feel in your bones, you know that you are going to inevitably line up with. I have a client who she's doing all of this stuff and she just had her freaking breakthrough. But I could see inevitably you're going to line up to this. Almost we all are if we make the conscious decisions and efforts of putting, it's not even putting in the work, it's more of like trusting, allowing, and going with the motions in the water. It's not going with the motions of life, of like elbowing and shoving. It's like going with the flow, following the direction of what your soul is not even whispering in your ear, telling you, like flat out, blank, directly, telling you to do. It's how we can be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I get the nudge. I am divinely guided, because you are. We all are divinely guided. Every single reading I've ever had, I'm always in awe of when people say, I had someone say this to me yesterday. I'm like, wait, what? I want to be able to do what you do. Your guides are so perfect for you because they know you. They don't know the future actions that you're going to take, because that's up to your soul. Your soul knows that. Your higher self, your oversoul, is kind of like the magnet that's leading you to there, inevitably, eventually, beautifully, perfectly. But even your guides are still in awe of your magic, of being able to be here on the ground, on earth, here in the physical, while they're in the spiritual, telling us all these nice things. And like, how to do this. If you ask your spirit guide, I've asked this a lot, what would you do if you're in my shoes? Or if you were here? They all shake in their boots. All of them. All of the guides, they shake in their boots thinking about coming here to earth. It is so magical. It is such a blessing. It is such a gift. There's so much to experience. All of the food and the smells and the sounds and the senses and the connections, all of the things that we can touch and that we can do, but it's really scary. You have to be a brave, advanced soul. Out of all of the readings that I've had, 1,000 of them, nobody is ready to jump back and like come back to earth and do it all. They are all focusing on what they learned, how they can help here, now, because this is a really big time. And I feel like maybe in 2019, some of them were like thinking about coming back, but even though time isn't a thing, what everybody is focusing on now is here, is what you are doing, and is how they can get to you, get your attention, so that they can help, so that they can guide you the easy way. Because even though they don't want to be here because it's too scary, they can see all different directions that look scary to us, but are the easier path. And the easier path is something that society doesn't want you to cheat code with. They don't want you to see the Easter eggs, the synchronicities. They hide. This is something that I just got. The biggest Easter eggs are hidden behind the synchronicities, so that you'll just see, so that you'll hopefully miss the synchronicity, the repeating numbers. Guides were literally showing me, I don't know if it was 111 or 777, like, oh, that's behind the trash can. After you acknowledge that and follow that nudge and see where that takes you, once you can get your compass going of following these synchronicities, my life is a synchronicity. I was thinking about this the other day. The things that I hear, the things that people text me, the things that I see on my social media, not all of my social media because I don't look at a lot of social media, but the things that I want to see are all repeating the same pattern, are all the same theme. And I feel like, of course it is. Of course it is, because you're talking about this person told me about this. This is all a circle of my reality now, because this is what's important to me. This is where I constantly have goosebumps and messages. This is how I can share the exact right thing with somebody, because it's my synchronicity. I message people all the time, random people, of this is a synchronicity for me, so that I can keep it going, so that I can help keep the magic alive, help keep the momentum. And this is getting long enough, but change is happening now. If you find your center, learn how to trust your intuition, we'll have a much easier time going with the flow of everything, instead of seeing something or seeing trees being ripped from the ground and saying this world is evil, or instead of something happening and we can't see the full picture, but our guides can, so we can get with them to help guide us and actually enjoy this life through this transition. Because after the transition, I actually made a video in 2020 that was, to me, it looks like heaven on earth. And that's silly, but that is what our soul is working for. That is what is driving us. That is what is kind of like getting us up in the morning sometimes. But our soul is like almost there, so close. When you think of how close we are to heaven on earth, when earth has been existing for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, that we are just days, months away, I think it is enough to, once you can tune into that, tap into that, get a hint of that, or just let your body have a reaction to that, you can learn how to get in your own, like, not even desired path. You can start creating your reality. You always have been, but you haven't actually known how much that you can create. You can call things on demand to you. You can make something appear out of thin air. But and the roof is coming off. The sheet is coming off. We have been, I see magical stuff out my window all the time. It looks like a snake that just fell from a tree. Okay. We have been creating a reality that's kind of scary, so that it could not test us, because this hasn't been a test. This hasn't been a pass-fail test. This has been a completion. This has been a walkthrough. We have not been alone, and we definitely aren't alone now. Your guides are there, help is there, and help is along the way, sprinkled throughout your path. Once you find your path and you start going, follow the synchronicities, look behind the trash can. That's where the magic is. We can do this the hard way, the long way, or the easy way. The hard way is fear. Of staying in fear. Oh, it's so scary. Oh, this looks so bad. And that's what we've been doing for our entire lives. We don't have to do that anymore. And it's crazy, because we're realizing every single day, another person's thousands of people, we are realizing we don't have to do it this way anymore. You don't. We haven't been. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to do it the long, fun, scenic route. Enjoy our life. Enjoy the contrast. Enjoy the balance. The highs and the lows. But the lows don't have to be so low. They can just be like, okay, this happened. I'm excited to see what this brings room for like new in my life. Because change is always happening. Change is constant. But it's not bad. It's exciting. I'm so excited that this changed. I wanted this to change. Maybe this will change too. It will. Everything will change. So start listening to your intuition. How you do that, the first step is kind of just meditating. Try to meditate. Have a game with yourself. How long can I sit and listen to my thoughts? How long can I be with myself? Because that's where your guides are. That's where the humming and buzzing and clicking and frequency and sound and downloads and messages all are. Sitting with yourself. If you can't sit with yourself, you have a lot of baggage, you have a lot of emotions, you have a lot of uncomfortable stuff that you have to face. My Empath book helps you see how much of that you have to face and how you can start chipping away at it super freaking quickly in a way that has taken years. That's now just my everyday desired life. I love being outside. I love clearing my energy. I love freaking showing people how to clear their energy. When somebody's in a funk or whatever, I'll be like, okay, do this, do this, do this. And it's like, oh, I feel better. That's all we have to do. We just don't do it. We just don't know that we have to do it. We don't know how sensitive we are becoming. We don't know how everything affects us. This is 44 minutes long. The magic is coming. The magic is here. It's been here. You are it. You are working with it alongside it. But it gets to be good. Spirit guides are kind of freaked out by it because it doesn't look comfy from what we've been used to and accustomed to. And this is kind of ripping a bunch of trees up. Well, that's what's been going on in my reality, that I was like, this is too uncomfortable I can't do this. But within that low, this new high is being able to share, oh my gosh, I can see more clearly now. I understand. I get it. Change is happening. Change used to suck, but now we're ready for it. And there is nothing in this life that will happen to you that you are not, I don't even want to say like more than prepared or capable of, that your soul didn't already see coming and didn't already say, check mark, yeah, she's got it, she can do it. That's fine. Okay, next. Because you got this. You are a badass. You are unique. You are powerful. People have gone your entire life trying to hide how powerful you are, because that is scary when you step into your power for good. That's when you start threatening everyone else's power that they don't have, everyone else's big ass shadow of black. When you step in your power, you light up. You light up the darkness. People start seeing, oh, there's a lot of darkness around me. There's no darkness around you. But you light the way, you light the path for yourself, for others. I could go on and on and on and on about this month, next month, what's coming, what we get to do, what we get to experience, what we've been through. But really just let it go. We let it go months ago. And now we are just tuning our signal into our own. The divinity that's within us. The guidance that's all around us. Always talking. Spirit could talk for hours. Days. Spirit could talk. Spirit overlaps. I hear a telephone ringing. Isn't that funny? It's like somebody's house line in one of these houses. I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, look in my empath book. It is for anybody from all paths of life. You'll take and receive and hear and click what you need. But every sentence, I have put so much thought into every single page. I still get stuff from it when I read it. Not because it's channel messages, but because we forget. We forget how to regain our power, how to keep it, how to charge it, and how to merge with it. Because there's so much stuff out there. We could see 100 things throughout the day that bring us down, but when we come back into our power just a few times a day, when we come back to our center, when we let go of what's not ours, all of that goes away. So that's what we need to be doing every single day. So